Good morning, drivers. It is day two-ish of the No-Do weekend. We are on our way to Bully Brigade right now. There's also an additional all makes and models show going on right next to it. This is a new venue to me called the Tiki something here in Port Orange. We're gonna head out to that, check out the swaps and of course the two shows. Then we're gonna head back to the campground to see the Bay Window show. So glad you could join us again. Let's get down the road. It's a beautiful drive and see some more V-dubs. So far, No-Do is not disappointing at all. It's great laid back vibe. Everybody is so happy to be here. I think it's gotta be the fan favorite show at this point. And it really shows in everybody's attitude and the way they're talking to each other and just how friendly the whole event really is. So we're all having a good time and glad that you could join us, if not in person, via these videos. And I'll keep bringing them to you just as quickly as I can get them uploaded. A little bit of limited connectivity, but that's not stopping us. We're gonna keep getting it done for you just as much as we can. And sharing this wonderful weekend of No-Do. In true No-Do fashion, we're seeing VWs everywhere. Here we are, that's what it's called, the Tiki Docks. So I believe over on the right is where we're gonna find Bully Brigade, and then over on the left is the All Models show, which both look to be pretty busy. I guess I need to park Dweezil over in the All Models area. Being directed this way, so I think I'll just find any old spot. I got great parking attendants here. Yeah, plenty of cars showed up for this. This will be a lot of fun. There's the Ammermans in front of us there. Dalton just bugging folks. Just wherever. Thank you, man. Good stuff. That's our spot right there. Perfectly happy with that. Thank you, sir. Okay, let's go take a look at the show. While we're here, this is Lance's John Deere themed single cab. He just told me the story on this VW. Suffice to say that like many of our cars, they travel a long and interesting path to find their way to our hands, and this one is no exception. Through several owners and funny things with registrations and so on, this one has worked to get where it is, and Lance is glad to have it. Drove it 6.5 hours to get here to No-Do this weekend. Now, right next door is our buddy Sean. This is the gentleman that I bought the double cab from 5,000 years ago, and his beautiful double cab. I think he's going to step in a second and tell us a little bit about it. But you have got to see this thing. He's got it all nice and shined up. Look at that interior. Let's have a word with Sean and see what he can tell us about how this came to be. How you doing, Sean?
Doing good. Good to see you again.
Good to see you as well. Yeah, tell us about your double cab.
1962 Ruby Red. I purchased March 31st of 2001. It took some time to get the parts that we needed, about 5 years, 2 years in the body shop. And voila. So been on the road since 2009, running a stock motor that's good enough. And I love it. And he bought my other double cab, which helped to provide funding for this. And so wherever I go, it seems to get a lot of attention, and I like that a lot.
Yeah, very cool. You said it's got a stock engine in it.
It has a recycled 67 1500 Beetle motor, so it's got the little circle on the number stand.
Oh, cool.
And it has unknown mileage. I put about 16,000 miles on it, and it's still going.
16K, not bad. You just shared some trivia that I was unaware of. What's this circle on the number thing?
On the remanufactured or refurbished, or it was broken and the dealership fixed it, there's 2 arrows that go synchronized around on the base of the engine. So,
and that shows that it's gotten some attention.
Yeah, I can open up and we can take a look at that if you want
Let's
to see
do that. Let's take a look.
Let me grab the
Said, let me grab the church key.
Basically, you need one of these to get into church.
Yeah.
So if you look all the way over to here, can you see that little emblem there?
Just barely. Is that on the left-hand side?
Yeah, it's at the start right there.
Awesome. Oh, I see it way over there, to the left of the B.
Yeah.
How about that? Well, I've got a bunch of cases. I should look through them and see if I can find any of those.
So that would have been warranty work, or there was something wrong with the engine that needed to be done, and they would do that for you in the very beginning. So
it's a nice, tidy single port.
yeah, it does good. We just put some Tractor Supply lawnmower 40 straight in it. Go get 5 quarts of it for like $25. It's got the right formula for a lawnmower or an air-cooled VW.
There you go. So 40 weight, and your pressure stays good at highway speeds?
It did real well. I'm going to check it before we pull out of here. We got the Halo fire extinguisher system up in there, so I've caught on fire one time since I've had it.
There you go. Oh, wow.
And
people call this blaze cut, right?
blaze
or is it
cut,
a different?
yeah.
Okay.
Got that. So
Yeah, not a bad upgrade to make.
not a bad thing to invest in, let me tell you. Being on fire is no fun.
Yeah, once that magnesium catches on fire, that's the white in fireworks right there.
Absolutely.
And it just doesn't want to quit. Yeah,
So
nicely done.
Got an alternator upgrade on there, and everything else is pretty much stock. I just put a Pertronics in my distributor, and that made a big difference coming up here.
Good. Yeah, I run the electronic points. I know there's the purists that love the points. Bless their heart. That's fighting the real fight.
Yeah.
I go for the reliability.
Yeah.
Some would argue that, but they've done well for me.
Good. Yeah, this
Yeah.
is one I had laying around, and I pulled the distributor out that was in there. We put this one in. Lance's distributor took a crap 3 miles into our trip, so we put that distributor that I took out into his, and it's in the John Deere right now.
I think it's ignition problem weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah, a friend of mine had to replace the coil on the side of I-95.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Yesterday. So yeah, everybody be nice to your ignitions.
You got to. Keep it sparked.
Very
Perfect,
good.
Dugan.
Well, what else we got about your single cab?
Well, it's we had some wood strips that they had. I stained them,
Uh-huh.
and I had them
Oh,
scraped
wow.
from the bottom, and that made a nice clean look.
Those are gorgeous.
So did that during the COVID pandemic.
Nice. Yeah, made good use of the time, right?
That's worked out nice. So this is where I caught on fire, and I didn't fix it, so I could have a reminder there.
There you go. Keep us humble, right?
There you go.
VW would do that.
I've been backed into it, a traffic light, and smashed the front end since I've got it. This is my
Oh,
third
no.
paint job that I put on it.
Wow.
I've been very lucky.
Yeah, it's a fight, isn't it?
It is.
I think what people say, one of the reasons that single cabs and double cabs are so rare is those strips are riveted in,
Yes.
and these were workhorses in their day.
Yeah, this thing. Yeah.
That would all rot away, and then there's all those holes that rain would drip down into the bottom.
So
and rusted out.
This is a commercial vehicle, and I'll drop the side down so you really appreciate this, right? I had 14,000 miles on the speedometer. It's original to the vehicle.
Hey, Fred.
Hey! Fred knows. It probably was wrecked. It's been off the road since the 70s. And there's no way that 14,000 miles would have gone from 62 to 70 with the
Yes.
Thief! Thief!
He's vending because he never unloaded at Lakeland, and he came here, and so he set up, and there's very few vendors here.
Fred's telling the truth. I was too lazy to move the stuff.
There's very few vendors here, and so the supply and demand here, you've nailed it because, yeah, there's a lot of people, more than ever, this will be even bigger next year, and this is going all into the evening. And yeah, as far as vending,
I've already made $20.
killing it. All right.
Got enough gas money to get back out of the parking lot.
Yeah, that's it.
What the heck is in here?
Well, I got to show him the secret supply here, so.
All righty.
Thanks for
talking
parts
to me.
when he breaks down.
Yes, thanks for chatting with us.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Y'all have a great day.
My chiropractor.
Yeah. Hey, Fred, how are you? All right, that's the fun of this weekend. That's the fun of these shows, is this kind of thing. The cars are great, but the people are a lot of fun. All right, let's take a look at a few more here. We've got a really nice Splitty. Sorry. Oh, it's David. How you doing?
Just fine.
Yeah, just getting walked on. Yeah. Okay. Hey, everybody. Yeah, he was really hoping that I wouldn't turn it around like that.
Well, I know.
You look good, Dave.
For a price, yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'll see you later.
All right, David. Yeah, all the good stickers that we see on the cars are a lot of fun. There we go. I'll second that one. And let's come around this way so we don't interrupt anyone. Get a good look at the front of this beautiful Splitty. Oh, early one. Those bullet turn signals there. Yeah, can't go wrong. How you doing? So that's what we're going to see in the first part of this, is one Splitty after another after another. That's Bully Brigade for you. It's a 67 and earlier bus show. And as long as we can make it over there in time, we're going to take a look at the bay window show. Here's one with a few miles on it. Love the look. Well, there's our buddy David back there from type2.com. That's his Westie. Nice. Got Virginia and the bus antique. Isn't that cool? Camping set. Wouldn't this be an experience to drive down the road? You'd know you were in something just oozing with character, listening to the engine roaring behind you, the sound of the air coming through all the lack of seals and through the front, the sound of the metal resonating with all the vibration. This would be a fun experience to drive this bus down the road. I don't see any interior really back here, right? And I know from the Bug that it gets real noisy, so there'd be a lot of engine noise in here, which I don't know, if you build them, that's kind of a nice thing. You can keep tabs, right? That seat of the pants, the sound, the smell, all of that goes into constantly diagnosing what's going on with your engine. So I don't know, let's call that a resonator. That's part of diagnostics equipment. We have a double door here with some, looks like homebrew fender skirts on it. Kind of 70s motif it looks like going on, which I think would be appropriate for a 60s bus. By the 70s, I think people were doing more and more interesting things with them. We're gonna come around the other side and then see a Splitty that's on the ground. How y'all doing? Love the mirrors. I got somebody else over here shooting some videos. So everybody, you need to do some searches for Nodo on YouTube and find these folks' videos. I bet there's gonna be a lot of content coming out. We're happy to add to the mix, but you wanna support all of them. Look at this thing, way low on the ground. Thank you.
Hey.
Hey, not much, how you doing? How you doing? That'd be fun seeing it go down the road. Oh wow, 23 window, folks. An early 23 window. I call these retirement plans. We're gonna be really respectful around this one. But you gotta take a look. It's just perfect. Just every little detail I cannot imagine what it takes to get a bus into this shape and keep it like this. I'd be terrified. I'm cautiously walking backwards here. I don't want to touch this thing. I want it to stay exactly like it is. Got a cool roof rack up there. Another look at the interior. Amazing. If you saw any one of these in a parking lot, it'd stop you in your tracks. Gene shifter on this one, and a super cool cup holder. Let me get you another look at that. It's a VW customized. I don't know if that's stainless or aluminum, but that is cool. So as long as the sun stays behind those clouds, we got a little breeze and it's actually really comfortable. Here's Dan's bus again, if you saw last night's video. Always worth a look. Awesome. All right, let's go across the way here. We've got a panel down at the very end in beautiful shape. We've got to take a look at those fog lights, then we'll see this single cab closer to us. Oh yeah, when that cloud cover does its thing, that gives me a burst of energy. When the sun's out, all the energy is outgoing. We're recharging right now. Little rubber ducky on the front. You can make that out right there at the split. Beautiful panel. Like, how do you get this much sheet metal to look so straight? There's some talented folks in this hobby. Or they have deep pockets, I don't know. One or the other. Maybe a little bit of both at times. How you doing? This your single?
Yes, sir.
Love it, man. You mind being on video?
Nah.
Awesome. What's your name?
Chuck.
Chuck? Brent.
Brent, good to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Chuck.
You with Haptic?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah, I've watched some of your videos and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice. Appreciate that.
absolutely.
Tell us about your single cab.
It's a 58.
Early.
I got it from a buddy of mine about 6 years ago,
Uh-huh.
and it is what you see, man. It's a old speed beam. I just met the guy that did that did all the suspension work on it and stuff.
Mhm.
The guy Wayne, he just did that bus over there, the white and green one.
We were just taking a look at it. Yeah.
So
Oh, wait, no, the door mobile over there?
No, the one, the green and white one right over there is pretty nice painted. Teal bottom on it, white top.
I gotcha.
Yeah. But yeah, I just met the guy. It's weird. He's like, man, I did all the suspension work on this and stuff. So,
So he recognized your bus.
yeah, absolutely.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I only thing I've really done to this is put the motor in it, which it's got a 2017
Woo!
with dual 44s, and like it's a nice runner, man.
Nice. What's the dimensions on 2017? That one escapes me.
It is
20
78 point.
78.4 crank.
Yeah, 78.4 with 90.
90.5.
Yeah.
Nice. Let's take a peek at that right
man,
quick.
Take a look.
It's cool that somebody who worked on your bus recognized it, because that gives you a little bit of like background, right?
I love stuff like that, man. Being able to meet the guy, and he did it years ago. So
This is clean. My goodness. What carbs are these?
they're Weber's dual 44s.
Dual 44 IDS.
Yeah, I've got the programmable distributor.
How do you like that?
It's so smooth.
Wow.
It's so smooth, man.
They're expensive. So this is the CB Performance Magna Spark.
Yeah.
And so you're big thumbs up, huh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you carry around a more conventional one, like just in cases, or?
I got AAA, man.
Yeah, that's every part.
If it gets to that, I'm calling AAA. But yeah, I'm probably not going to be working on it on the side of the road. It's too hard to do much to it because it's so low. You know what I mean? So yeah, little as possible. But
I hear you.
I got a good mechanic, man, and it's pretty bulletproof. So yeah.
Well, it works. You're here today.
Yeah, Space Coast Imports out of Melbourne.
You figure out what works. And go with that. Oh, a full-length roof rack.
Yep.
I guess, would we call this a headache rack on a truck?
The headache rack would have to cover the back window. So that, you know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
Now, if you sit in the back and sit up too quick, you might get a headache from it. So.
Lots of ways to get a headache, right?
Yeah.
Well, thanks so much for talking to us.
Man.
Really appreciate it, man. You have a good one.
Your videos, so.
Cool. We appreciate the viewership.
Absolutely.
So we'll hope to post this one tonight. We're trying to do these real quick turnaround.
Cool. I'll be looking for it.
All right, very good. Y'all have a great day. Thanks again. Here we have a double cab over here. That was really cool seeing a little bit about this single cab. I need to show you the front of it before we move on here. It's got the safari windows up here. I'll take that opportunity to peek. Yeah, that's early. Fun stuff. All right, so here's that double we were just looking at. A little bit of swapping going on with these rims, these 5-luggers. Another double cab with the canvas on the back. We're gonna get a better shot back here. That'd be fun seeing go down the road too. Look at that. Really completes the look of one of these single or double cabs. That bed is in excellent shape. Look at that. Nice. Ooh, this one's really straight. Has a Virginia tag on it. Looks like it could make the miles. That paint is just perfect. Got some folks chilling out inside. Nice single. We got one on the move. That's Terry from Sundance. We bought the Cadrons from that gentleman at Lakeland. This is the show, I may have mentioned this previously, that he's told me he just enjoys. He usually swaps, has an awesome swap space, brings all kinds of stuff. Like, he's working hard to bring the parts to the swap meets, but this one he saves for himself and just enjoys No-Do weekend. And I say good for you. Our buddy Terry from Sundance. All right, we almost passed up this panel. Have some cool treatments in here. All the old license plates. And a nice complement of stickers in here. Okay, all right, just got to know the terms. Proceed accordingly. Hey, Poochie. All right, how are you doing? Beautiful golden. Hey, buddy, how are you? You stay cool.
I need a beer.
Penny. That's a good name for a V-dub. And it costs a pretty one. Haha, see what I did there? A pretty penny, see? Okay, I'll stop. I think I'd keep my distance. That's a good idea. You're tired of tailgaters? Get some strategic cargo. That'll work. And another super straight single cab. That's for aerodynamics. This paint's cool. I don't know, it really makes you want to touch it. Of course, I'm not going to. Something about that paint makes you want to check the surface. Another Poochie. A little warm today, isn't it, buddy? I know. How are y'all doing? Doing all right, thank you. Pretty dog. Does he need some water?
Now we have some right
Okay, very good. Y'all have a great day.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Got one on the move behind us here. California Longboard Surf Shop. It's fine. Well, y'all have a good day. Another canvas on a double cab. This one's sitting up nice and tall. And if you saw our video from last night that we posted actually 9 o'clock this morning, we saw this. Well, I was calling it a high top, and I learned another thing. That's not what it is. It's a high roof. High tops are like the campers and the added on shell. This is more of a commercial thing, ambulance thing, something like that. And they more properly call it a high roof. Love it when I get to learn something. That might have been David that clued me into that, but I had a good conversation with him yesterday. It was super nice to meet him too. Now over here is the swap meet. I did take a quick look at it. It's mostly new vendors, which we love. Here's Beetle House. They're doing a lot to support the scene with good stuff and showing up at all of the shows. We're gonna save our dig through the swap meet for tomorrow morning at the actual show. There's always a pretty good swap meet these days at Nodo. So we're looking forward to doing our usual and digging through the swap meet then. I'm gonna keep moving and cover the rest of Bully Brigade here. We've got a whole nother show right next door that we need to take a look at. Look at this. I guess this would be called a 21 window. Another beautiful bus. It just shines. You bet. Wouldn't think of it. Cool cup holder arrangement thingy there that kind of matches the styling, so that's a very tasteful choice. We have a Gene shifter and some other upgrades that look really good. I'm gonna guess we might have a big engine back here, so I'll see if it's even open. We'll just have to guess. But everything else about it says big engine. From PR, built not bought. That is gorgeous. An 11 window. Next to an 11 window camper. Tin top. Cool lantern treatment here. I got a lantern hanger, which is kind of neat. Every now and then you'll see a bumper sticker that just spits out the truth. A lot of them are passive messaging in my mind, but every now and then you find a good one. Nice bus, a bulkhead bus. All right, sorry for swinging you around. We're going to take a look at these. Actually, we saw the ones over there. Let's go down this way. That's what we look for in repair metal when we can find it. German metal. Like Rammstein, but metal. There's another nice camper. Look at the air dam in the front. I bet this makes a difference. I see a scoop there, which might be useful for something. I don't know if they have AC or an oil cooler or what, but that's pretty cool. How you doing? Oh, thank you, man. What's your name?
My name's Brad.
Brad?
Yes.
Nice to meet you, Brad. Brent. Yes, sir. Do you mind being on video?
No.
Yeah, well, tell us about your bus. It's great to meet you. What you got here?
Got a 1967 SO42. I've been gradually trying to upgrade it mechanically to take some regional camping trips with it.
There you go.
And furthest I've gone is Asheville, North Carolina from South Florida.
Oh, wow. That's a good trip. Yeah, when did you make that trip? Was it before or after all the drama?
It was 2022.
Okay. All right, you made it over there before it got real crazy.
I did.
Yeah, I hope they're doing okay now. I imagine it's going to be a long process there.
Well, I live in South Florida.
Yes, sir.
I drove it up to North Carolina and back and try to get down to the Keys and up to Nodo.
That's great. That's what they're for, right?
Yeah.
Is to drive and enjoy.
That's it.
It's great to hear that you're doing it. That's super cool. I don't think you mentioned what year it was.
1967.
A 67 SO42, you said.
Yes.
Nice,
Yes.
nice. We're gonna take a. You want to hold that?
Sure.
There you go. Yeah, go ahead
Yeah.
and keep telling us about it. We'll take a look at it here.
Well,
It's in great shape. My goodness.
it's not restored, but it's been repainted once. But I try to keep mechanically improving and keeping it stock. So
That helps. That simplifies things, doesn't it?
yes.
It looks like you started with a really good cannet, right? If it's not all rusted out, it makes it a lot easier or a lot more approachable to do like you've done and keep it on the road without a ton of repairs.
There's been a minimal amount of surface rust. So yes.
Yeah. That's a smart approach. Sometimes you got to pay in to something like that, but it does pay dividends.
Yes.
Let's go around back and take
All right.
a look.
Okay.
Thanks for spending some time with us,
Sure.
Brad. I do appreciate it.
Sure.
You mind if we see the engine?
No. I have the 1500cc single port.
Cool.
Came with the bus. However, when I bought it many years ago, it had a 1600 dual port installed, and that's
Okay.
what I have in there.
All right. That'll get you to a higher speed. Even has the key for the locking deck lid. I think Brad is thorough. Am I correct about that? Look at, we just knew it. We just knew it was going to be this clean. Even has the sticker for the valve lash,
Yeah.
the correct air filter,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
vacuum advanced distributor, and the little metal thingy. Somebody knows what they're doing and wants to get home too.
Right. Yeah. I got a SVDA 034 distributor, and 34 picked 3 carb.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Who makes this 030? Is that an original VW that's been rebuilt?
Yes, I got it from Bill Fowler at Sparks Works.
Mm-hmm.
It was restored and yes.
I see a couple of lines going down below
Yes.
the tent. Is that temp cinders?
Yes, it got a little
Yeah, you have a
oil
device.
temperature and cylinder head temperature.
Aha. Smart.
And it's a simple device, but got the transmitter here and then receiver about the size of a smartphone up front. So I
Nice.
can keep an eye on that.
I love gauges. I have, it's not the same arrangement, but I also have a cylinder head temp and an oil temp in the Bug. And what I find is that oil temps, we'll stand up straight here, they come up slower. The cylinder head temp is very responsive.
Yes.
And then once you've been going down a road a while, you'll see higher average cylinder head temps because the oil is not cooling as well.
Yes.
Now the oil has come up to full temp.
Yes.
It's really interesting to watch the gauges and see those two temperatures play off of each other
Yes, it
as you
is.
operate the vehicle.
Yes.
What cylinder head temp do you usually run like going down the highway?
Yesterday when I came here on the highway, my cylinder head temperature was about, after I'd been out on the road for a couple hours, it's about showing 170 degrees.
Cylinder head?
Yes.
Is that Celsius?
Fahrenheit.
Fahrenheit.
However, the probe is stuck into the edge of the fins on the head.
Like
So
where a fuel injection one would go.
it's not underneath, not a ring underneath the spark plug.
Okay.
Okay. But it's a reference.
Sure.
That seems to be about where it runs. I have a thermostat and the cooling vanes, or the flaps, that are functional.
It sounds like they're all doing their job.
I think so. The oil temperature was hovering right around 200 degrees is what it was.
No, you're doing
indicating.
fine. Yeah, I see a little higher than that in my bug when I've been on the road a while.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're doing really well in my opinion.
And there again, the probe is pushed into between a couple of fins in the oil cooler. Actual oil temp, perhaps maybe somewhat higher, but it seems to be. I only run
You're
about,
watching trending, really.
That's it.
Yeah, we don't
Yes.
expect the gauges to be data perfect.
Right.
We're just kind of seeing, is it normal? Does it sound good? And just one
run
piece of
about
data.
55
Yeah.
on the road, so I'm not pushing it real hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Just for reference, my cylinder head temp is the ring around the.
Okay.
Of course, I put it on number 3 because that's what you do.
You're right.
And when I'm pushing it on the highway, doing 55 for a length of time, I do have larger rear tires on the car. I see about 375.
Oh, you do?
That's when it gets my attention. And if I ever get to 400, that's when I back it down from whatever speed
Yeah.
I'm going. But that's going to be about the hottest. So
Yeah.
it makes sense that with the location of your cinder that it's going to run cooler, but it still tells you the same stuff.
Like
The
you
trending,
say,
you know.
that's it.
Yep,
You know, it gives you an idea, a reference
indeed.
to watch.
Yeah, you're a thinking man, aren't you, Brad?
Trying to get myself.
You and me would get along.
That's why I enjoy your videos.
Oh, well, thank you.
You know,
I love the analysis, and you've thought through all of this, and I think that's really, really cool.
Yeah,
Not the only way to do it, but I definitely appreciate
you
it.
try to give yourself the best chance of getting to and from.
You nailed it. Nailed it.
Nice to talk with you.
Nice to talk with you as well, Brad. Thank you so much.
Enjoy the show.
I'll do it, and you as well. Maybe we'll see you over at the Bay Window Show or tomorrow at Nodo.
Look forward to it.
Awesome.
Yes, sir.
Have a great day.
See you, Brent.
Take care. Thanks for showing us the engine, too. Awesome people here. All right. Oh, cool stickers from presumably everywhere he's been. Holy moly, look at all that. Nice. There you go. We're not going to mess around. Okay, there's the Davis bus to our right. And a 13 window here in front of us, early. Just one after another after another. They're everywhere. Beautiful bus. We're familiar with this one. Good to see it out again. Okay, we're going to see another single cab. Got the gates down on the other side. Really a lot of fun bringing you along with this. Usually I'll do live streams, but I've mentioned it a couple times already. Limited connectivity, so I'm just going with what we can do reliably here. Please feel free to chat and comment, despite the fact that it's not live interaction like we prefer. Sick Week 2025, that's pretty cool. Now sometimes you associate that with big motors. This one's open. Yes.
Get away from there. You can't look at that.
Oh, it's Fred again.
Sick motor.
Fred strikes again.
Questions about that.
I don't know what all of this stuff is, but it looks great. I'm guessing we're looking at some fuel injection, and fancy crank pullers, and a turbo, and a flux capacitor, and a reactor with half a pound of uranium in it. Yeah, just, you know, normal VW stuff.
Yeah.
Sweet bus. Bet it moves down the road. Let's check this. Thank you so much. And Pete's Customs had a hand in this bus. Oh, look at the seats. Yeah, strap in. We are going for a ride. If you can make it out, I don't want to get too close here, but really cool gauging. Awesome. All right. That's a nice way to put it. I can't say that I would have worded it exactly the same, but I wish I had. That's a good way to put it. Go ahead and pass me. Just do it safe, please. Just go. Cool bus up on General Grabbers. We might, as a hobby, have driven up the price of those tires. They're so popular. They used to be cheap. They are no longer cheap. Cool pop-top camper. Okay, folks, since my download times or upload times are pretty extended, I'm gonna split this one up, no pun intended, Splitty show. So we're gonna call it, for the Splitty show, I'll upload this one first, as you're seeing now, but I'm gonna walk over to the All Models show, cover that, and I'll upload that separately. So look for at least one, probably more videos coming to you just as soon as I can get them up into the cloud and to share them with all of you. So thanks for watching, everybody. Keep the project alive. Drive the dream. We'll see you in the next one.